Good morning. I hope you're all doing very well. What am I looking for? BB cream. I hope you're all surviving the heat wave. I don't know if it will still be a heat wave when you're watching this video, but we are on round 2, round 3. It is absolutely roasting. We're popping out this morning, but once we get back, I'm pretty much going to be in full-on hibernation mode. James and I are actually heading somewhere really exciting this morning. So we are driving kind of close to our wedding venue, actually, to go and see our hopeful florist, to kind of give her a bit of an idea on style of flowers that we want, the kind of flowers that we want. I say we want. I don't think James is really bothered whatsoever, but basically to just give her like my inspiration pictures, and she can give me a bit of inspiration and figure out exactly what flowers we want for the wedding. And then obviously off the back of that, she'll be able to give us a much more accurate quote, wish me luck, on how much all of the flowers are going to cost. She's done our venue quite a lot, like she's very, very familiar with it. So I would like to think that you know, she'll kind of have some good ideas and she'll be able to tell us what will work and what won't work. So yeah, it should be good fun. And then I think my dad's popping over a bit later to come and see us. And the rest of the day is just going to be really chill. Bless you. The rest of the day is just going to be really chilled out, to be honest. But I'm looking forward to spending some time together. I do have a few bits to show you. I popped to the range and I was a bit naughty and I found some very, very cute bits that I just simply need to show you. And also it wasn't intentional and it was not supposed to happen, but I went on a little bit of a book buying spree, but I got some really good deals on books. That's kind of just how I'm justifying it to myself. But I thought I'd show you what I picked up as well, because there is just about every genre of book in that pile. And I absolutely cannot wait to get into them and give them a go. So yeah, I'm literally just going to leave it at that today. I can't be bothered. I'm going to pop some earrings in and then we are literally going to be leaving, I think, in about 5 minutes. But yeah, otherwise, I will see you when we get back. We are back. I've just had a little bit of a cool down because it is absolutely roasting today. I think it's like over 30 degrees, but we had a really, really lovely time. I'll pop you up here. Yeah, we had a really nice time, actually. There were a few things that I kind of had quite a clear picture of in my head, and we were able to kind of match it quite well, and she got my vision straight away. She was like, yes. There were a couple of things that I was really unsure about, and she was able to kind of give me some really good ideas as well, in terms of how I could like bring my vision to life, but in a way that wasn't going to be like insanely expensive or going to be like a bit of a pain in the bum. Yeah, and she also like threw some new ideas in there that I hadn't really thought about that I actually think will work really nicely. So yeah, I will get a quote sent across to me in the next few days probably, and I will take a deep breath and see what comes of that. We're back. James has just popped out to the gym. Don't envy him. I don't know how he can do that in this heat, but bless him, he's going with it. And we are actually about to have, my dad and my brother's actually coming as well, and they're bringing Ronnie over. They're going to come over and have some pizzas with us this afternoon. So we've got some fresh rosemary from my dad's garden. It smells amazing. It literally smells like a roast dinner and it makes me really happy. To put onto like some garlic breads. We've got a big old pot of dough, which has risen really, really nicely, actually. We've kind of realised the trick is to just get as much flour and semolina onto it as possible, and it just makes like a really, really great quality dough. Once they get here, once James gets back, we'll get started on that. I need to make myself a drink because I am gasping for a drink. But yeah, it's just going to be a really, really chilled afternoon. I will probably show you the bits that I bought tomorrow, just because I think they're literally going to be here any minute, and I don't want to like sit down and go through all of the books and everything. I thought we could just kind of sit and do that tomorrow. So yeah, we will enjoy a nice chilled out afternoon today with everybody round. I'm hoping it cools down a bit tomorrow, but I'm not sure if it's going to. ever so slightly, and it's slightly bearable. Apologies for how shiny I am. James has decided that we are heading out on a little evening trip. It's literally like 8 o'clock or something, and we're heading to like a little lake. We've got Jasper in the back. We've cooled down the car nicely for him, and we're heading to like a little lake for him to have a little bit of a swim. James is going to have a little bit of a swim as well. It's still kind of warm, but obviously it'll be nice in the lake and it'll be nice and shady, so it won't be too hot for Jasper, and it will be nice for him to get outside because he hasn't really been able to do that all day. Got the care package down here in a Waterstones bag, which I love. We've got lots of water, towels, poopy bags. We've got a little thing to put the water in. We've got some little treats in there as well, so we've got all the supplies. It's not going to be long, like it's just going to be a quick trip, but James thought it'd be really nice for him, so I've tagged along and hopefully it'll be good fun. Stop of the day. James insists on having a look at barbecues everywhere we go. So we're stopping at the garden centre. Hello, we are home. We are back. It's been quite a busy morning actually. We've been all over the place. It's the afternoon now, it's no longer the morning. A lot of time has actually passed. I think I did kind of take some clips which you would have seen of just us pottering around. I went and got my nails done as well, finally, and for literally the first time ever, I went for a little bit of nail art. I went for like a cute little French tip, and then I got a little like kind of half daisy on one of my nails as well. I absolutely love them. I'm so happy with them. I've literally never had a French tip kind of thing going on before, but I thought, you know what? I love this design. I spotted it from someone on Instagram and I screenshotted it. I sent it to my nail lady. I was like, please, can I have this? So yeah, she did that for me. And I thought I ought to try it out because I'm thinking I'm probably going to end up having a French tip for the wedding nails. Seeing as I'd never had them before, I kind of want to get used to them a little bit. So I think I'm going to start to have these done a little bit more, but I love them so much. Obviously, we popped out for breakfast. It was very spontaneous. I kind of just woke up and I said to James, I was like, it's a little bit cooler today. I just feel like I've been moping about the house so much because it's been so warm, and I just want to get out and just go and do something really, really chilled out. So we went over to one of our favourite breakfast places, which we found not too long ago. If you can hear background noise, by the way, I'm so sorry. James is doing some work on something in the garden, which I'll show you a bit later. Did that, we went to the garden centre. We didn't really pick anything up, to be honest, apart from some food. We went to like the little deli counter and got like a sausage roll, and we picked up some of their lamb samosas as well because we love a samosa and they were delicious. They were really, really yummy. So had those for lunch and here we are. But as promised, I did say, I think yesterday, that I have some bits to show you. It's probably not the most convenient because we've just been in a heat wave, but I feel like the thing with buying autumn stuff in summer is that if you don't buy it now, it will disappear and it won't come back, and you have to get your hands on it. And equally, I know that some people do have a bit of a thing about, oh my goodness, it's only like the middle of July, how can you be buying autumn things? But if you waited until autumn to buy the autumn things, then it would already be autumn and you won't have prepared for it. So in my head, I'm like, we have less than 2 months until I'm going to be going into like autumn mode. So for the next like 6 to 8 weeks, would it not make sense for me to get the autumn stuff now and show you the autumn stuff now? Because then it will be autumn and the stuff will probably already be sold out and you guys will probably already have got your autumn stuff. So that's my justification. Is that okay? Can I talk about autumn? So yeah, I will show you what I picked up from the range because there were a few very, very cute bits. And also I did a bit of a Hobbycraft order because I couldn't resist. I spotted that they'd actually brought out some new pumpkins this year, so obviously I had to get my hands on them. And then of course the final thing for me to show you is a very, very large pile of books that just accidentally made their way to my house. So yeah, we'll get into that as well. But first things first, let me chat you through this Hobbycraft order because they are so well priced. I absolutely love Hobbycraft's like home decor seasonal bits. They're just fabulous and I love them and you all need to go and have a look at them. So let's just go for it. So first of all, I picked up this absolutely flippin' gorgeous little boucle green pumpkin. This is a 17 centimetre Borg pumpkin in green and it is absolutely gorgeous. It just makes me feel so cozy and I love the colour of this. I feel like there are so many places this will go in the house, but I definitely think this is very much like a snug room sort of pumpkin. I love it. I think it was about £5. I also picked up exactly the same pumpkin in brown, so another 17 centimetre pumpkin. And are these not just the most autumnal colours you've ever seen? I absolutely adore them. So again, this will work really, really nicely in kind of my more like rustic, greeny kind of coloured rooms. So probably like our bedroom or, as I said, the snug room. I couldn't resist. I'm a nightmare when it comes to pumpkins. If you guys have been around for more than a year, you'll know that. Then the other bits that I got, I've definitely never seen on Hobbycraft before, so I am sure that these are new. But it's these gorgeous chenille pumpkins, like really, really gorgeously soft textured pumpkins. It's almost like they're made out of blankets. I'm so in love with them. So this again is a 17 centimetre one. This is the beige. And just look at how gorgeous and cozy this is. Now this could go in any room. I absolutely love it. It's so like soft and fluffy and just wonderful. And then I also got the same size, but I got the white version. So I'll hold them up together so that you can see the difference between the beige and the white. The white, again, I absolutely love it. This could go anywhere. It's so cozy and fluffy and I'm just completely in love with it. I love these. Then I also picked up a couple of the little 9 centimetre ones. So I got, again, one in the beige. It's so cute. It's absolutely adorable. And then I also got one in green. I really, really liked this sort of green colour. I didn't kind of feel like I needed a big one because I want this to be quite a subtle bit of colour. This would look really cute in this room actually, sitting with all of my books. But I kind of figured, like holding all of these pumpkins together, oh my gosh, I'm literally using my chin. Holding all of these pumpkins together, the colours all go really, really nicely. I love how these look together and kind of a bit of a, yeah, a bit of like a flat lay situation going on. I just think they're so gorgeous. Like how lovely do these three colours look together? So I am going to keep these in the bag next to me, in the plastic bag, and I'm just going to take them straight upstairs and put them away, ready for them to come out in September and bring absolute love and joy to the house. In terms of the bits from the range, I picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items, all absolutely gorgeous. Not necessarily like Halloween related, maybe one of them is, but the rest are just kind of a bit more autumny in general. So a really nice sort of transition bunch of pieces, which would be really good for September. So I'll show you those bits. So first of all, I feel like I need to come back for this. I picked up this absolutely gorgeous bamboo branch. It's called 110 centimetre bamboo branch amber, and it was £3.99. So I think that's a really, really great price for, quite honestly, a branch that could just be an arrangement in itself. Like, I think you could just pop this into a vase and it just wouldn't even need anything else in it. It's so lovely. I'll show you kind of the leaves up close. How gorgeous is that colour? It is the perfect transition piece. Obviously it's got a really long stem, but you could quite easily just bend it and make it fit pretty much any vase, as long as it's not a really tiny one. And I love the colour of the stems as well. I think it's so realistic. And it's just, oh my gosh, it's going to look so nice. I also then picked up a couple of candles that I thought were really, really cute. They are called the Sage and Smoke Mini Candle. It doesn't say what size they are, but they're kind of like slightly bigger than tea light size. And I thought they were absolutely gorgeous. Look at these colours. I love the sort of textured, hammered kind of effect of the glass. I think it's really, really pretty, and I love this amber colour for autumn, and I also really love this sage green colour. To be quite honest, you could use this in summer, like you could use this now. It has kind of like a kitchen gardeny sort of smell. It doesn't say exactly what the sort of notes are in the candle, but yeah, it has like quite a fresh kind of kitchen garden smell. And then this one is quite similar. I would say I probably prefer the scent of this one, unless they're the same and I'm just going mad, but I think I prefer the scent of the green one. But yeah, they're both just kind of like subtle, fresh scents. But if I'm quite honest, I bought these for the aesthetic. We all know that I bought them for the aesthetic. I think these are great, styled literally anywhere. It could go onto my bookshelf, it could go onto the TV unit, it could go onto a coffee table because it's not too tall. These were, I can't remember the price, but I think they were something crazy like £1.99 or something. They were so well priced. I also spotted, kind of on my way out, this absolutely lovely kind of ceramic pot. I think there are so many uses for this. I mean, let's just take a moment to appreciate its beauty, because I think that is absolutely stunning. Like, how much more expensive does that look? I think it was like £5.99 or something. It was practically nothing. And this definitely gives me like ochre kind of vibes. If you're familiar with ochre, you'll know how expensive this would be if you bought it from ochre. I think you could use it as a pot to kind of put like a potted plant inside if you've got any faux plants. You could use it as a tea light holder, like if you had a big tea light, or like a kind of a sort of a small pillar candle, that would be gorgeous as well. And to be honest, you could just style it by itself, like in a TV unit or on a side somewhere. You could even put some like potpourri inside this. There's so many things you could do with it, but I just thought it looked so special. It looked so much more expensive. They did have like a creamy white version as well, so if you're more of a neutral sort of person and you like your whites and your creams and your beiges, then they did have a really, really nice whitey creamy version of this as well, which was just as gorgeous. I just didn't need it. Then finally I went over to the fall collection, the autumn collection, and I spotted these by the till. It is the fall collection pumpkin coasters pack of 4. And I think they are so adorable. I can't wait to bring these out for autumn. If I undo the packaging and show you, they're engraved, but they're kind of all unique. Like, they're all a little bit different, which I think is really, really nice. So you've got 4 coasters here, and they say Hello Pumpkin on them. So you can see like the variation in the shades. They're just gorgeous and they're so adorable. I can't wait to have these out. They're about 10 centimeters in size, so they're not huge, but they absolutely do the job for like a glass or a mug. Aren't they just flipping adorable? They were quite well priced as well. I can't remember the price of anything, honestly. I'm losing my mind today, but again, like, they were really well priced. I wouldn't have picked them up if they weren't really well priced. I think they're fabulous. Okay, on to the main event. This is, honestly, I'm a little bit embarrassed about this. Look at what's happened. I have justification for every single book, but honestly, I put myself, they're so heavy, I put myself onto a bit of a book buying ban and it has not gone well. If anything, it spurred me on more. However, some of these were bargains. One of them is a special edition. One of them I actually had sent to me, so that does not count. And the rest I just have absolutely no explanation for. So I thought we could go through them together. So I'm just going to go top to bottom. The very first book is actually one that Bloomsbury sent to me, which was completely unexpected, and I was so grateful for. I can't believe that they thought of sending little old me a book. But it is Right Place, Right Time by Ali McNamara, and it feels like just a really cute, like feel-good romance, like easy read. It's not too big. It is about 350 pages. The writing is not tiny, so I think it's one that you could whiz through. From what I understand, it follows a female main character called Eve, who runs an antiques shop called Rainy Day Antiques. If that is not up my street, I don't know what is. The MMC is Adam, who is basically having to sort out his late grandfather's belongings. And he finds out that his grandfather had already hired Eve to basically manage the house clearance, I'm guessing like as and when he passed. So Adam is basically very much like, I just want to get it sorted. Why have you hired this person? Like, I need to get back to London. Let me just carry on with my life. And obviously the two of them cross paths. I'm guessing it might be like a Grumpy Sunshine kind of situation. I'm really intrigued. I think this is going to be a really fun read and a really lovely read. Next, I have 5 books that I actually picked up from a local charity shop. It's a lovely charity shop, and actually the proceeds that they get go straight back into the local community, so it's a little bit different from your standard charity shop. But it's really lovely, and the volunteers in there are just the nicest people, and I go in there and I end up just having an absolute chatter with them about books, about everything. It's just wonderful. Now, I went in because I hadn't been in for a while. I had a £5 note in my purse, and I said to myself, do you know what? You're allowed to use that £5 note, and then that's it. That's all you can spend. And they actually have, they must have hundreds, absolute hundreds, if not thousands of books. And every single paperback is £1 and hardback is £2. So I got 5 books for £5. How could I not have got these? Book number 1 is one that I've seen around on TikTok. I've seen it in bookshops. I've heard people talking about it, and it's not one that naturally I would have gone to pick up. But I spotted it in the shop and I was like, do you know what? It's £1. It's not the end of the world if it's not for me, because I can just pass it on to someone. I can sell it myself on Vinted or something. I can give it away. Like, it doesn't really matter. But after reading the blurb, I was quite intrigued. It's A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I'm pretty sure this is the start of what is now a series. It's kind of like murder mystery vibes, and I'm really intrigued. I'm really intrigued. I also picked up a very autumnal read, which is obviously going to sit on the shelf until slightly later in the year. It's Kindling by Bonnie Woods. Is that not just the most autumnal, like, author's name ever? It just sounds like a really cozy romance, so it'll be one that I can just curl up with a cup of tea and a blanket and gush at, basically. Number 4 is one that I've seen and heard a lot on TikTok, hence why it says loved by millions on TikTok. It is My Dark Romeo by Parker S. Huntington and LJ Shen, and I have absolutely no idea what this book is about. I haven't got the Scoobiest, but I'm so intrigued. I'm intrigued by the cover. I'm intrigued by the fact that people have been talking about it, and I'm intrigued by the blurb. It, I believe, is like a Romeo-Juliet sort of take, but a bit of a dark twist. It was supposed to be a harmless kiss at a lavish debutante ball, a clandestine moment with a handsome stranger. But unlike his namesake, my Romeo isn't driven by love, he's fueled by revenge. To him, I'm a chess piece, leverage, his rival's betrothed. To me, he is a man deserving of poison, a dark prince I refuse to marry. He thinks I'll accept my fate. Well, I plan to rewrite it. And in my story, Juliet doesn't die, but Romeo, he perishes. I realised I just said that that was book 4 and it wasn't book 4, it was book 3. Book 4 is something a bit different. We're dipping into thriller territory. I spotted this and I'm pretty sure it only came out this year, so I was very excited to have seen it in the bookshop. It is The New Neighbours by Claire Douglas. I've heard a lot of things about this author, so I'm very intrigued. I always like to have a couple of thrillers in the cart. If anyone's read this, let me know, because I've seen a lot of people reading Claire Douglas recently, so I'd love to know what you guys think of her writing. But Lisa Jewell herself is on the front cover and I do like her writing, so yeah, we'll see. The final charity book find, quite honestly, was a case of I was sold by the cover. I didn't even read the blurb. I just saw the book and I was like, I love that cover, I want the book. It is The Secrets of Happiness by Lucy Diamond. How absolutely gorgeous is this cover? It's got like gold foiling on the writing. I love the spine. I just think that is such a pretty cover. Having now read the blurb, I understand it's about 2 stepsisters. One of them is like happily married, she has kids, she has a great career, and the other one is just in a bit of a shambles, like awful love life, awful job. The one that is like happily married and has the very well put together life suddenly disappears one night. She doesn't come home. And the other stepsister is basically called in to help and realises that maybe her perfect life wasn't so perfect after all. I'm so intrigued. I love all of the artwork on the cover. I think it will be a really nice read. Then I have a couple of pre-orders that had arrived, so that's my justification for these. The first one is Carissa Broadbent's The Songbird and the Heart of Stone. I was so excited for this to come. I obviously have the first 2 paperbacks in the 6-part series, but the series comes in duologies, so the first 2 are kind of based on a certain place with 2 certain characters, and then the third one, which is this, and the fourth one, which I believe releases at the start of August, is based in a different place with different characters, but they kind of all like intermingle. So yeah, this did come out a while ago, but the paperback has only just come out. This is a fantasy romance, but it sits within like the vampires territory, if that's your sort of thing. Then the other pre-order that came is A Vow of Embers by Soraya Wilson. This is the second book following a Tribute of Fire. I love these covers so much. This is, I believe, an indie author. Indie author meaning this is someone who has self-published independently and hasn't been kind of picked up by a traditional publishing house yet. I'm super excited to read this. The end of the first book, as you will have seen in my last book video probably, left me with so many questions. It left me in such a twist. The plot was crazy, everything was going on, and I feel like a lot of questions need to be answered in book 2. Okay, the final 2 books. These are 2 that I was so excited about. The first one is Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. I knew that I wanted to read this. It's been on my list since I knew it was coming out because I've heard insane reviews about it. But I had no intention of buying it yet. I wish I'd bought the special edition now because it's so beautiful, but I just got the standard one. The reason that this is now on my shelf, this is the most recent book that I accidentally purchased, was because one of my lovely Instagram friends basically messaged and she was like, this is potentially the best book that I've read so far this year. This is like Sarah J Maas vibes. And I was like, hold on a minute. If that's what you're saying, this needs to come home with me. So it's not a long blurb. It says, the war is over, the dark forces have won, and the hero who was supposed to save them is dead. After watching her brother die and her kingdom fall, Princess Bryony Rosewood is captured by the enemy, stripped of her magic and auctioned off to the highest bidder. She's sold to Tovin Hurst, scion of the powerful and devious Hurst family, and her secret infatuation. But Bryony can't submit to her feelings. A secret rebellion is brewing and she must escape to join it. Yet despite the horrors of her new world, help and hope can arise in the most unlikely of places. Internationally best-selling author Julie Soto crafts a delicious romantic fantasy that's filled with intrigue, magic, and an irresistible enemies-to-lovers romance. Then finally, we have a special edition pre-order. It's Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. If you are a fantasy reader, you would definitely have heard of this. How absolutely stunning are these sprayed edges. Oh my goodness me, what a gorgeous book. This is a big one. This is a beast of a book, but it has me so intrigued. The gods sent monsters to the 5 kingdoms to remind mortals they must kneel. I've spent my life kneeling, to their will and to my father's. As a princess, my only duty is to wear the crown and obey the king. I'm getting female rage vibes already. I was never meant to rule, never meant to fight, and I was never supposed to be the daughter who sealed an ancient treaty with her own blood. But that changed the fateful day I stepped into my father's throne room, the day a legendary monster hunter sailed to our shores. Monster hunter, you say? The day a prince ruined my life. Now I'm crossing treacherous lands besides a warrior who despises me as much as I despise him. Enemies to lovers. Bound to a future I didn't choose and a husband I barely know. Everyone wants me to be something I'm not. A queen, a spy, a sacrifice. But what if I refused the role chosen for me? What if I made my own rules? What if there's power in being underestimated? And what if, for the first time, I reached for it? This sounds, I've got goosebumps. This sounds like such a good book. So yeah, that is my 10 books. I have gone completely off the rails, but it had to happen. I hope you don't mind me babbling on about books for too long there, but I just feel like books have become my personality at this point and I'm flying through them. So anyway, I am going to get all of these put away. I'm gonna go and get my big pile of pumpkins put away and we will catch up a bit later because I have also had a super exciting package delivered that I didn't expect to be here yet, but it arrived super fast and I just feel like anyone that loves coziness is gonna love this package. So following last week's video, I have listened to a lot of your comments. Firstly, thank you, because I really appreciate and value your opinions over things when I do mention it, but I decided to get rid of the kitchen rug. I absolutely loved it. As much as I loved it, it just didn't work for the floor for me. And I totally agree with what a lot of you said in terms of the rug kind of taking away from the floor. It's such a lovely floor and I just feel like it's not needed. I feel like the flooring should be the centre of the attention and yeah, it just wasn't needed. There was too much going on and I think that was what was bugging me as well with kind of the different shades of wood and such. So yeah, the rug has gone. I put it up on Facebook Marketplace for a pretty good price and it was literally gone in like 20 minutes. So yeah, it's gone to a loving new home and we're left with just the plain flooring. So to be honest, I think I'm gonna keep it how it is. Whether I get bored and I want a different rug or something, I don't know, but I think I'm just gonna leave it empty until we get to work on the next project. So thank you for that, very much appreciated. For now, I have left the runner because I do feel like I still want a runner there. I feel like it's quite nice to have something to sort of walk down and be slightly warmer on your feet. However, I think eventually I will change it to a different runner. I think it needs to be maybe a lighter colour. I think it's just the jute and the colour and the texture and everything isn't quite working with the flooring. I think that's what it is. So yeah, I need to get a new runner for there. I also need to get a doormat to go here because previously we had like a big brown like carpeted part that was part of the flooring, but all of that came up. I just personally don't like them and I want to get, this is exactly 90 centimeters, so I want to get like a 60 by 90 one to fit perfectly in here. And there's one that I've spotted on the Dunelm website that I love, but it's out of stock. So I've set my email notifications and I'm going to keep an eye out because I think it would be absolutely gorgeous here. It's like a kind of off-white, like herringbone, quite heavy duty one, it looks like. So yeah, that is the plan for that section, but I just need to wait for it to come back in stock. But yeah, thank you so much for your lovely comments about the flooring. We are so pleased with it, so happy with it. And yeah, no regrets, absolutely love it. Okay, a bit of time has passed. I have now got my pajamas on. I'm still looking like an egg. I think the hair wash is going to be a tomorrow morning job because I've literally just slicked it back today. I've started using this more actually. I bought it a while ago, the TGI bedhead stick. It's probably got a bit of fluff on it or something, a bit of hair fluff, but it basically is like a waxy stick, and you literally just like wipe it along your hair, and I'm really enjoying it. Hello, Jasper. I thought I would chat to you. I don't have the box anymore because I think James has just taken it to the recycling, but I basically was having a search for some new pajamas. I wanted like a fresh new set because I had a couple of sets that were just, they'd seen better days, let's put it that way, and I thought I fancy a bit of a pajama refresh. So I started looking for some, and I couldn't find any that really worked for me. They were either extortionate, or they were out of stock in my size, or they weren't quite worth like spending the money on. And then I was scrolling through Instagram literally like a couple of days ago, and an ad came up when I was scrolling through stories for Treat Box. I'd never heard of them, but they're a thing. Their main kind of thing that they do is basically like gifting boxes or monthly subscription boxes where you get like some goodies, and it looks like a fabulous brand. But then on the side of that, they have launched a pajama collection, and I spotted these pajamas and I was like, how could I not get these? They are so nice. I'm going to spin you around and show you, but yeah, I thought I would just mention it because I love coming across like a small business that makes really great products for prices that aren't too steep. I think this is worth the price that I paid for it. Let me spin you around and I'll show you. So I'm going to move this very cranky old fan out of the way. We really need to get a new fan. This is the set that I have picked up, and I absolutely flipping love it. So reasons why I love it. First of all, I love how thick the waistband of these shorts is. It's really, really comfy and it's not too tight. I also love that the shorts have pockets, because that is such a big thing with pajamas and like pajama shorts for me. They never seem to have pockets. I love the fabric, the material. It's like a gorgeous like cheesecloth cotton material, and the print is absolutely gorgeous, and I just think it fits so beautifully and cozily. So this is the size small. There is an extra small size which would be like my typical size, but I actually sized up because I wanted like a really nice loose fit. So the top does have quite a lot of material to it. The top is maybe like kind of big, but to be honest, it's so comfy that I actually love it that way. I need to spin my necklace back around. Does it really annoy anybody else when their necklace does that? It's really, really comfy. I love the shape of it. I love this fabric as well because it won't really look creased because it has got that like cheesecloth texture to it. And yeah, they're just so comfy. Jasper, could I possibly ask why my face pad is on the bed? Is there a reason? Or are we just going to continue to eat our foot? I think I will maybe have to give that one a wash. So yeah, anyway, I will link this one down below. I think when you place your first order, you get 10% off, or at least that's what I did. I'm pretty sure that was how it worked. But yeah, so cozy. I will link the website down below because there are so many other pajama sets that I want from them. They've got another one exactly the same as this, which is like a berries, really, really cute style. And then they've also got quite a nice range of long sleeve ones as well, which I almost got, but I decided I'm going to get these for the summer because then I can wear them now. And I'm really lacking on like top and short sets. I've got like one other set because the others need to go in the bin. So yeah, maybe later in the year I will pick up another pair of the longer sleeve ones because they have like a little ditzy floral print one that I am absolutely obsessing over. But yeah, cute new pajamas. I had to show you because it was very exciting. And over here, we are all about pajamas. Gosh, I really do look like an egg, don't I? I do apologise.